Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I've kind of been in like a little bit of a ranting mood, so I hope you guys don't mind that. Of course there will be other things, but I just had to get this off of my mind and see if anybody else had the same thoughts. So over the holiday break, I binge watched technically four Batman movies. And you know, if you've seen a few of the videos around the channel, you guys know that I really like Batman. He's one of my favorite superheroes. And I was catching up on some of the older ones since we had HBO Max for a little bit, or we have HBO Max for a little bit. I was shocked a little bit as to what I saw. So let's just get into my first movie rant, which is Batman Ninja. Now I will be spoiling like some aspects to these movies, so if you haven't seen them already and you want to see them, I would recommend checking them out. I think that a lot of these are only available, well, I don't want to say they're only available on HBO Max, but it's a good place to have a huge Batman library, so I'd definitely check it out if you're interested in Batman. So I was really intrigued by Batman Ninja because of the art style, and I don't know, I've never seen Batman put in a situation where he has to be kind of like that ninja samurai thing going on, which we'll get to my thoughts a little bit. But this movie starts off where Batman is trying to stop Gorilla Grodd from, I guess, selling this invention that's a time machine. And somehow the time machine ends up going off and sending Batman, or the Bat family, Catwoman, Joker, Gorilla Grodd, like all the classic villains, to the past in feudal Japan. So when Batman arrives in feudal Japan, he's kind of confused, like what the freak is going on? Where am I? Like I was just in Arkham Asylum. And he's approached by this man wearing a Joker samurai outfit. So they start messing with him because they're like, oh, that's the guy, that's Batman, like we're supposed to be trying to take this dude down. So they fight, and Batman of course beats them up, and he's like trying to interrogate this one guy, and he's like, who do you work for? Who do you work for? And I'm just like, who does the man wearing the Joker mask work for? I don't know. That's an excellent question, Batman. That's how the movie starts off, and I was thrown off by that. I literally paused the movie and just sat there for a minute like, what? Like, this is the world's greatest detective? So I'm not gonna say throw any expectations you have for Batman out of the window, but don't expect this Batman in this movie to be intelligent, because he says and does some things that does not make sense for the Batman that I know. So moving on from that, Batman, he kind of goes into hiding because it's like people are out there looking for him. They're like, look out for the man who looks like a bat or whatever, and he has like wanted posters up. So he walks around as Bruce Wayne, if he were a monk, and he does something so horrible to his hair. He like cuts it. Oh my gosh, my battery's dying. Hold on. Alright, back to what I was saying. He gives himself kind of like the monk haircut, I guess. I don't really know like where this haircut originates, but that's like mainly where you see it with monks and stuff, where they just have like an inside out bowl cut or a reverse bowl cut. I don't know what it is. Like, it has the bangs, but everything on the top is just gone. I don't know why he decided to do that, but he did it. So he meets Catwoman, and they're like walking around, like Bruce Wayne doesn't look like an idiot, and they see Alfred, and I don't know, there are some weird things. So at the beginning, when the time machine goes off, like it's just taking people who are in the vicinity, and you know, usually Alfred's not really out there like that. But on the Wikipedia, it said that he just so happened to have the Batmobile near Arkham Asylum. Like Alfred was driving it or something, which I'm like, okay. But yeah, they meet up with Alfred. Alfred has the Batmobile and some other like Wayne Tech stuff. So Batman's like, oh great, now I can go take down Joker, who's oh my gosh, my tongue. He's referred to as Lord Joker, and he's like one of the lords of, like, I guess that area or whatever. And basically all the bad guys' ultimate goal is to like take over Japan. So Joker was doing a pretty good job at that point. So Batman storms Joker's castle, which is for some reason like robotic and has arms and stuff that can fight. Which, you know, it's like certain things of like animated movies, you just let it go. So I let it go. Logical things, not so much, but just weird things, whatever. In the process of this fight, Batman ends up destroying the Batmobile, which he then ejects and gets into the Batwing, which I don't know how that happened. Destroys the Batwing, which he then ejects, and he gets on the Batcycle, and he then transforms the Batcycle into this mech suit, which I thought was kind of cool. And Bane comes out of nowhere, who he like adopted the style of sumo wrestling, which was actually pretty fitting and like a cool little fight that happens for a bit. But he ends up ultimately losing because Joker pulls a cheap trick on him. So then Batman like kind of leaves and has to, or he doesn't leave. He is saved by people from the Bat Clan, and his sidekicks, Robin, Red Hood, Red Robin, and Nightwing, they like come in to like get him out of there. So it was a cool little event thing. So then Red Hood, Robin, all those other Batman sidekick peoples, they explain to Batman that like, hey, Gorilla Grodd's been hiding out at this place, and he knows how to work the time machine, which they call like the Quake something. They call it the Quake engine for some reason. But they're like, hey, we should go talk to Gorilla Grodd, see if we can't try and fix things. So Batman meets Gorilla Grodd at this hot spring, and he like cuts a deal with him, which for some reason he thinks is gonna go through. So they end up, him and Gorilla Grodd end up confronting Joker on some boats, which was like another cool little sequence with the fight on the boats and stuff. But Joker's boat ends up blowing up because Gorilla Grodd and Two-Face had teamed up to get these little power cell thingies that he needs to power the Quake engine. So that happens. Batman's defeated once again, and he has to leave with his tail between his legs. So after that whole sequence had happened, Joker and Harley, they like lose their memory from the explosion, I guess. So Batman and his peoples, while they're recovering and like training for this ultimate battle that's supposed to be happening, they're also looking for Joker and Harley, and they end up finding them, and they're just like farmers now because they've lost their memories, and they're supposed to be like good people. So Red Hood, being just the savage man that he is just like, okay, time to kill him. And Batman's like, whoa, 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 like, what are you doing, dude? Slow down. Like, they can't harm anybody anymore. They're not Joker and Harley. They had like some fake names or whatever. So Batman takes Red Hood and like they leave, and then you see like Joker and Harley are like laughing in the field, and I'm like, come on, like given Red Hood did assault them beforehand, so that probably didn't help with the judgment there. But Joker keeps coming back. Like, Batman should have known that. So the interesting thing that happens with that is Joker and Harley actually did lose their memories, but according to the Bat Ninja Wikipedia, which once again doesn't make any sense, apparently they had planted some flowers that would help them regain their memory. Like, because flowers do that, I guess. But my question is, like, when did they plant these flowers? Like, why would Joker think, oh, we might lose our memories, let's plant these flowers, and then when we do lose our memories, we're just gonna so happen to be farming that same area, and then when we smell them when they bloom, we'll remember ourselves or something. It was weird. It didn't make sense when, like, they tried to explain it, but it was, like, a cool concept and thought, I guess. And then while that's happening, Catwoman sees that she's on the losing side, which I don't blame her, because I would have thought the same thing at that point. So she takes the power cell that Harley had and goes and is like, hey, Gorilla Grodd, like, I got this power cell. If you bring me with you back to the present, I'll give it to you. And he's like, okay, cool, let's do that. So once all this stuff gets settled away, Batman begins training with the Bat Clan. Oh my god, no, wait, hold on. before he starts training with the Bat Clan, he has like the dumbest speech I think I've ever heard Batman give, where he is saying like, oh man, my gadgets are useless in this time, like that makes me useless. And I'm like, the whole point of Batman, like yes, his gadgets are important and that's like a cool aspect to like his fighting style, but he's supposed to be a smart dude who's like using that intelligence to defeat his enemies. He's called the Great Detective, not the Great Warrior, not like the freaking weaponist or whatever. He's the Great Detective. So this whole speech that he's giving where he's talking about, oh, my weapons are useless, like, this sucks, like I'm in this time where I don't know how to operate stuff, so I'm gonna learn the ways of the samurai and fight on their terms. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess you brought something back. But then he starts talking about weapons again. I'm like, what was the purpose of this speech? It was just a weird speech. I don't know. It was I don't want to talk about it anymore. But he ends up training with the Bat Clan, and while he's training with the Bat Clan and getting ready for this fight and making new equipment, all the other villains, Joker, well, once Joker like kind of gets back, well, he doesn't really get back on his feet quite yet, but Two-Face, Penguin, Ivy, Deathstroke, and Gorilla Grodd are making these castle robot thingies. Like they turn into robots for the final battle, which once again, I don't know where they got these resources. I don't know if they just like have engineers with them. Like Gorilla Grodd makes sense. He's supposed to be the big smart gorilla, but everybody else, I don't know. So as the Bat family is getting ready for this final battle, which I forgot to mention because this Wikipedia doesn't have pictures or anything, but for some reason, people just be messing up their hair as if they're not going back to the present. Like Robin, there was no hope for him after that. I think everybody else, like if they got like a little trim up, they would be okay. But Robin specifically just messed up his head so bad. And then he was hanging out with this monkey. I'm like, not a good look. So the Bat Clan gets ready for battle. So they take their horses and go like charging into where Gorilla Grodd's castle is. And the other villains, they're like also trying to battle Gorilla Grodd for the Quake engine. And Gorilla Grodd has like some kind of like mind control devices in their castle. So then they all come together to make this like huge like Gundam castle robot thing. So then Batman's trying to fight with that, and it's like going a little sideways. And I think he's like tried to screw over Catwoman, so then she was trying to fight her. Joker and Harley come into the mix, so then Catwoman's trying to fight Harley. Or wait, did I say her? I meant him for Gorilla Grodd. But then Catwoman's trying to fight Harley, and Joker ends up beating Gorilla Grodd, so then he takes over the castle thing. Then Batman, which he didn't have his own castle, so I don't know why everybody else got one. But it's hard for me to talk about this because there's just some crazy things to be happening. But Robin, he talks to his monkey friend and he's like, hey, like, can you help us out? So then a whole bunch of monkeys come out and make like a huge monkey mech thing. So then Batman's like kind of controlling that and fighting this Joker's castle, which I think they call like Lord Joker's castle or something. So he's fighting that with the monkeys, which I don't know how that ended up working. And then the Bat Clan ends up coming back around because I think they split off to do something, I forget. And the Bat Clan ends up coming back around, and so do the Bats. So then the Bats like fuse with the monkey mech thing to make armor. So then they're fighting, and bats are flying out and attacking the mech, and monkeys are flying out and attacking the mech, and they make a hole in the face of it, I think. So Batman climbs up into the monkey bat mech thing and then runs across its arm into Lord Joker's castle thing. So then he fights a Joker. We finally made it. He fights a Joker, and things are kind of going like not so much his way, but then he drops the way of the samurai kind of, and he adopts the way of the ninja, which why did that need to happen? I guess because it's called Batman Ninja, but it could have easily been Batman Samurai, or I don't know, it just doesn't sound as good, I guess. But the battle was still cool. It was just kind of like, sometimes you see things and you're like, okay, like that was a decision that was made. But yeah, that basically concludes the movie. Batman ends up beating Joker. They activate the Quake machine, or Quake engine. They take all the bad guys back to Arkham Asylum. Catwoman brings some souvenirs from feudal Japan, goes and pawns them off, and Bruce Wayne immediately back from time traveling just like goes into this meeting with the mayor in a horse-drawn carriage. Oh man, it was an entertaining movie, I will say that, but it was just not, I don't feel like a good Batman movie. But we've got more to talk about, so and we will talk about that in the next video. I went on to rant for quite a little bit, so I'm gonna have to break these up into parts. So the next part we will be talking about Batman Gotham by Gaslight, which was an experience. That's all I have to say about that. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to become a part of the community. And just leave some comments down below if you've seen Batman Ninja. What did you think about it? And if you haven't seen it and you went ahead and watched this because you don't care either way, what are your thoughts on Batman Ninja? Because it was very aesthetically pleasing and interesting, but the writing, yes, the writing, there was writing. Alright, I hope you guys have a nice eating warrior night. Whatever it is, enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!